Hello there, greetings everybody. I want to welcome you here to Prog Monster. My name is Murph. I am the host of this show. This is a show dedicated to progressive rock and other forms of rock music. So we're here. It's favorites night, and we've got a long one tonight. And I do apologize. This will come out late. It's going to take a while to put it out there, and second to upload it. And I was coming in late. Lots of stuff going on. And took a little time to put this together because it's a 25 and we don't do 25s too often, and they do take some time to get the props ready. So anyways, we're doing my 25 favorite rock albums that are double albums, or my 25 favorite double albums. There's no real restrictions here. I didn't put so many per group or whatever. I just, whatever my 25 favorite were is what I did. You will get some in here that were originally double albums on vinyl, but of course they transferred onto one CD, but they're still considered a double album to me. Also, you'll get some CDs here that may only have the one CD, but they're really actually long enough to be a double album. So I don't think there's many of those. There might actually be any of them. I know I looked through some and seen some like that, but I may not have chosen them. I can't remember. So anyways, we're going to do this the way we always do it. We'll do my least favorite album, or my 25th album, to my most favorite album, or my number one album. So worst to first, least to most, whatever you want to call it. A lot of these albums are actually kind of new to this list because they're fairly new albums to me, but I do like them. Most of you who watch this channel know that I'm not a person that really likes extra long albums. I tend not to. Double albums are a little bit different because you can listen to one now and then maybe listen to the other one later. That's part of the reason why some of these have done well. But generally speaking, if it's over 45 minutes, I start to lose attention. And that's just the way it is with me. But anyways, we're here to do the 25. I'm going to get right to it. So coming in at number 25 is Frampton Comes Alive. Maybe years ago this would have probably been higher up, but I don't listen to Frampton much anymore. I basically only like a few songs from him anymore. I don't really get into it much. I will need my glasses though if I'm going to look at the back of some of these things. So this is a double album, one of the biggest selling double albums of all time. I think sold like 16 million when it came out or something. Does have most of the stuff on here that I like. Show Me the Way, of course, is on here. All I Want to Be is by Your Side. I don't mind that song too much. And then, of course, you got stuff like, where is it? Do you feel like we feel? That's Do You Feel Like We Do? Really good. That's the one with the talk box on it if you prefer that kind of stuff. Anyways, a good album coming in number 25. Number 24 from Atomic Rooster. This is Death Walks Behind You. It's a double album. Came out, of course, way back in 1971. Really, this is a pretty solid album. Lots of stuff on here that's pretty good. I actually didn't initially like this when I listened to all the stuff in my box set. And then when I put it in the playlist just recently, because I took the other one out, their debut album out, this was next up, and I just really like this. Even though I've only had maybe a half dozen listens to it, it's good enough to make this list. So number 24, Death Walks Behind You by Atomic Rooster. Number 23, another album that's only recently come. I've had this album for 3 years. I just haven't gotten around to listen to it, and then I noticed some people were talking about it on one of the channels, and I thought, you know what, I have it. I should try to listen to it. And it's Radiohead's OK Computer. I actually like this. It surprised me. I didn't initially think much of it, but I've gotten to like it quite a bit. I've listened to it a few times now, and of course originally listened to it as well. And so I've been I think it's going to probably end up in my playlist at some point. So Radiohead's OK Computer. number 3, or number 20, 23. Number 22 is the Yes Keys to Ascension. This is the first one. I haven't got to the second one, so probably will end up liking the second one more. It has more stuff on it that's newer, but I haven't gotten to it yet. I have listened to it maybe once. This one is in my playlist right now, so I decided, you know what, I'm going to play it. I'm going to put this one on because I think it's pretty good. So number 22, Yes's Keys to Ascension. Number 21, this is actually my only album by this band, The Flower Kings. This is Royal Decree. I originally bought this one because I like the cover. It's a good album, but very long, and I've only now started developing my way of listening to these albums that I think this one deserves to be up in number 21. So I'm just going to move this stack out of the way for now, and we will go to the second stack. So moving on up. Number 20, from the Hendrix Experience. This is Electric Ladyland. Probably my least listened to of the 3 Hendrix albums, but really good. It's got stuff like Crosstown Traffic, Voodoo Child on here. I'm just looking to see what else is on here. Oh, the Voodoo Child Slight Return is on here, All Along the Watchtower. Yeah, I got some good stuff on this album. Probably a little bit too long. I would have probably preferred it as a shorter album, but, you know, you get what you get. And I think this is just... Oh, no. Sorry. I was just probing it, and the disc fell out. So this is it's a double album, but a single CD. So there was at least one of them in there. So that's number 20. Number 19 is an album that I probably would never have put on this list until recent years, and that's Pink Floyd's The Wall. It's really, I'm kind of catching on with this a little bit. I think I've become a little more forgiving. Some people would probably put this right near the top. I did not like this album for years, and it's only in the recent year or two that it's kind of started to take some hold with me, so it's coming in at number 19. Number 18 is an album I liked immediately, and I've been getting ready to put it in the playlist at some point soon, and that's the Beatles' The White Album. Can't really see much here. Maybe you can see the writing if I hold it right up close. The Beatles' The White Album. It's a double album. There's lots of good stuff on here. There's quite a bit of filler as well. So, but from the Beatles, filler from the Beatles is probably better than most stuff from people's good stuff. That's number 18. Number 17. Chicago 2. I did like this album. There's a lot of good stuff on this album. Yeah, just it's a real wake-up call for me for this band. I do have another one now. Chicago Transit Authority. I got that album recently too, so I'm looking forward to sharing that with you. So yeah, Chicago 2, their first one without the Transit Authority on it. I think they only have the one with the Transit Authority on it, their debut. And so that's number 17. Number 16, Deep Purple, Made in Japan. You're going to find there's going to be quite a few live albums on here because most of them are double albums, and a lot of the double albums that I really like are live albums. And this one comes down here. It's number 16. Could be quite a bit higher, though. It's funny. It's showing it as a double album on my list, but I don't think it actually is. Could be. One of the songs may be very long. It's not giving me the times for it, so if it turns out to just be a single album, no, it's a double record set, but it's all on one CD. That's what it is. So I do apologize for that. But anyways, here at number 16, Made in Japan by Deep Purple. Lots of stuff on here. Highway Star, Child in Time, you know, all the stuff that you would come to know. Smoke on the Water, Strange Kind of Woman, Lazy, Space Truckin'. Great album. Next up, in the number 15 spot, Tommy by The Who. Do I need to say much about this album, really? Some people would think that this would be higher because I'm a Who fan, but I never really warmed to this album as much as I probably should have. There's a lot of good stuff on it, but there's a lot of stuff on it that's, to me, a little bit filling. Yeah, I think it's just not something that I would normally listen to, but there's a lot of good stuff, individual stuff, but it all kind of pieces together too, so it's hard to say about this album. Like, I do like Acid, the Acid Queen, Overture, the opening part, It's a Boy. I'm just looking here through it. Tommy, Can You Hear Me, like that. Sally Simpson, I'm Free, of course. Pinball Wizard is on here. I skipped over that one. Yeah, there's some good stuff on here. It's just not an album I go to, and I can't really explain why. I should actually like it more. So number 14 from Yes, Tales of the Topographical Ocean. Lots of good stuff on here. There's some pretty strong stuff on here. I just find it like very hard to penetrate at times, although I do like some stuff quite a bit, enough to get on the list, but it doesn't score a high rating for me, and I think it's just because it's just too long for me. I guess. So Tales from the Topographical Ocean from Yes, from 1973. Next up, where are we here? Number 13, yep. Love It Live by the Rolling Stones. I like this one quite a bit. To me, this is good, solid Stone stuff. Lots of stuff that I normally would listen to on their studio albums, but on here it's pretty good too. Stuff like Brown Sugar, Jumpin' Jack Flash, Sympathy for a Devil. Yeah, there's all kinds of good stuff on here. Yep, absolutely fantastic. So that's number 13. Number 12 is currently in my playlist. It's already moved up to number 12. That's how I think this may end up being my favorite album by these guys eventually. I really am getting into it. IQ's Subterranea. It's going to say a lot to catch up to Dark Matter, which is a fantastic album, but this is really good stuff. It's going to be on my playlist for a while, I suspect. So number 12. Number 11. That was number 12. This is number 11. Iron Maiden's Book of Souls. I've listened to it. Had it in one of my Battle of the Bands. Listened to it. It's been in my waiting list to get in the playlist. It's actually the next album to go into the playlist, and I can't wait. But I'm just making sure that I'm going to have space for it because I've got a lot of stuff in there right now. So yeah, this is Book of Souls double album from Iron Maiden. So that's 11. Now we're going to move to the top 10. Top 10 are quite a bit higher up. This one could switch out. It could have been a little bit lower. I think it could have been a little bit lower. Some of the albums I said previously for it could be higher. I do like this a lot. It's a live album again by the Kinks. This is One for the Road. Lots of really good stuff on this. Like all the stuff you would want to hear from these guys is on here. Fantastic album. So that's going to be my number 10. Number 9 comes from Genesis. Of course, The Lamb Lies Down on Broadway. This is kind of a funny album for me because there's a lot of stuff on here. The Lamb Lies Down on Broadway. In the Cage, Carpet Crawlers. I'm just looking here through it. Yeah. The Light Dies Down on Broadway. I like that a lot too. There's a lot of solid stuff on here, but there's some stuff on here. It's a little bit of a filler. To me, it's hard to penetrate. There are stuff on it that's easy to penetrate, but not all of it. And it may take, it may take several years for me to really penetrate it. So The Lamb Lies Down on Broadway, where are we? Number 9, right? Yep. Number 8, Physical Graffiti. Loaded with good stuff. The reason it only in 8th spot is because it's still Only had it for a year, so I'm still liking it a lot. I still go to it once in a while. It's the one Zeppelin album I've been going to a lot more than I used to. I really like the first disc a lot. Custard Pie, The Rover, in My Time of Dying, Houses of the Holy, Tramped Underfoot, and Cashmere are all on that front side. Really solid front album. Next up, another Genesis album. This is number 7 on my list. I think it's number 7. Yep, number 7. Genesis, Seconds Out. Again, another album I've only recently acquired, although I've been listening to this for 40 years, off and on, different times when I'm able to. I had it on, parts of it on cassette for a while. Some other people have had it, and I've listened to it through them. But I love everything on this. Squonk, Carpet Crawler, Robbery, Assault, and Battery. You got Firth of Fifth is on here. The Lamb Lies Down on Broadway. There's a kind of a edited version of Music Box is on here as well. Supper's Ready, fantastic. Cinema Show, Dance on a Volcano, on Los Endos. That second side is killer, man, killer. So that's number 6. Yeah, number 6. Oh, wait a minute. No, that was number 7. Yeah, that was number 7. Number 8, Jethro Tull's Living in the Past. It's not a studio album or anything. It's just a collection. But it does have a lot of stuff on here that I find very good, very interesting. And this is one of those albums I kind of got into early on in Jethro Tull. Locomotive Breath is on here, of course. My favorite Jethro Tull song is on here. Life is a Long Song. That's my favorite one. Sweet Dream, I like that. Songs for Jeffrey Witch's Broom. Yeah, there's just lots of killer stuff on here. So Living in the Past, number 6. Number 5, Kiss Alive 2. Yeah, this one is a very loud album. It's almost... they've almost have the tone. To me, it's kind of a screechy album. It's almost, the tone is up a little bit much. The album cover is good. I do like this picture a lot. It was a poster I had at one time too. 3 sides live, and then a collection of new studio stuff on the last side. I do like the new studio stuff a lot. I wish they had put it on another studio album and added 5 more songs and then just put some more live stuff on here. I think it would have made the album better. But still, really solid album. Coming here at number 5. Number 4, my favorite band, Rush. Spirit of Radio. I don't know why I like... This is a more clean, better produced... And I tend to like a lot of the stuff on here quite a bit, other than Tom Sawyer, which I'm kind of tired of hearing. But everything else on here is fantastic. And of course, it's my favorite band, so it had to be up here. I didn't put All of the World's Stage in here. I decided I would just go with the one live Rush album because there's a couple others I like too. So I chose this one. All the World's Stage was here. It probably would be a top 10 as well, but I didn't put it on. Peter Gabriel Plays Live, number 3. I love the cover. I love this. It's a collection of some of his best stuff. I have the Touch DIY. I Go Swimming, which you can only find here. I haven't got it on any other album. San Jacinto, I think this is the better version of it here. No Self-Control, I think this is the better version. In the Humdrum, I think the better version. And Biko, all the better version on this album. Fantastic album. Love it. Next up, this is probably, well, it's probably my favorite greatest hits album of all time. It's got all the stuff from them that I like a lot. I do like this cover a lot. So this has got like Barracuda, Crazy on You, Straight On, Dreamboat Annie, Even It Up, Magic Man, Heartless, Dog and Butterfly. All of my favorite, some of my favorite songs. But the live stuff is really good too. Baby Lestrange, Tell It Like It Is. She's just unbelievable on this song. Minstrel Wind, I like. Sweet Darling. I'm Down, Long Tall Sally. Fantastic. And they do a good version of Rock and Roll from Led Zeppelin as well. number 2. Number 1, I don't think this will be surprising to anybody. Kiss Alive, their first one. I like all 4 sides of this pretty much equally in a lot of cases. I tend to bounce around. Sometimes I like side 3 the most. Sometimes I like side 1 the most. And on occasion I have like side 2 and 4 the most as well. So excellent cover. I like the back picture. I like the tone on this album. It's hard. Even though it's a live album, we all know, maybe it is, I don't know, but it's really, really good album. So it's my favorite. So I'm going to give them to you back, and I'll just give you a few odds and ends that I considered to throw in as well. Number 1, Kiss Alive. Number 2, Heart's Greatest Hits, which also has live stuff on it. Number 3, Peter Gabriel Plays Live. Number 4, All the World's... Sorry, I almost said it. I almost said it. Exit Stage Left from Rush. That's number 4. Number 5, Kiss Alive 2. Number 6, Jethro Tull, Living in the Past. Number 7, another live album, Genesis, Seconds Out. Number 8, Led Zeppelin's Physical Graffiti. Number 9, Genesis, The Lamb Lies Down on Broadway. And number 10, another live album, One for the Road by the Kinks. So that's my top 10. We'll now do the second group here again. Number 11, Iron Maiden's Book of Souls. Number 12, Subterranea from IQ. Number 13, Love It Live from the Rolling Stones. Number 14, Tales of the Topographical Ocean from Yes. Number 15, Tommy from The Who. Number 16, Made in Japan, another live album from Deep Purple. Where was I? Number 17, Chicago 2. Number 18, the White Album from the Beatles. I know you can't really see it. It's a white album. Now I forgot where I was. Number 19, Pink Floyd's The Wall. Number 20, the Jimi Hendrix Experience, Electric Ladyland, their final studio album. Now the final 5. Number 21, The Royal Decree by the Flower Kings. That's my first one of them. I'm sure if I collect them all, I'll probably have 5 at the top here. 11. Number 12. Number 22. Number 22. Keys to Ascension from Yes. I'm sure Keys to Ascension 2 would make this list if I was in my playlist, but it hasn't had a chance yet. Radiohead's OK Computer at number 23. Number 24, Atomic Rooster, which is Death Walks Behind You. That's number 24. And number 25, the last but not least, well, in this case, probably least, Comes Alive, Peter Frampton. So those are my top 25 favorite double albums currently. Many of that bottom half could switch around to it. And some of these ones that didn't make it was tough for me to leave off. Some of the albums that I didn't include in here were Rattle and Hum by U2. It's one of the U2 albums that I did like a lot when I was used to listen to them. I almost considered it for here, but I haven't been listening to them much over the last few years. Other albums include the debut album from Chicago, which I've already talked about, Chicago Transit Authority. I do like it. I've only had one time through with it, so it will have to wait its turn to make it there. ELO's Get Out the Blue. I actually considered this one, and then at the end I pulled it for Frampton. So Get Out of the Blue was not a bad album too, though. What else? On here we have Keys to... I already put that one. That was one of the ones I moved up to. And then there's the Supertramp Paris one, which I also like quite a bit, but decided at the last minute that it's not really I don't think it's really a double album. I think it might be a double album, but it's on a single disc, and then you have a live disc as well, which is part and parcel. I think I decided not to put it in there because I wasn't quite sure if I liked the DVD or I was liking the live album as much, so I decided, I'm not going to bother. I won't put it in. And then, of course, The River from Bruce Springsteen is also here that I could have put in as well, and it's decided not to at the last minute. So those are my choices for my 25 favorite double albums and some of the honorable mentions to go with it. This was fun to do. I hope you enjoyed it. It will probably come out fairly late because of my work and the amount of time it took to collect all these CDs together. Some of them weren't where I thought they were either. So next week we're going to do, for favorites, we're going to do my 5 favorite triple albums. I figured might as well throw that in there too, because there's a lot of albums out there that are triples that I like quite a bit too. So we'll just be doing a top 5 with that one for next week. So hopefully you'll enjoy that too. So please hit the like and subscribe. You want to make any comments on any of my choices here, you can put them in the comment section below. Don't get too hung up on where they place in the list. I'm not a big double album person, so they all could move around quite a bit. And hopefully we'll see you all next week. So please don't forget to leave your comments and have yourself a good night and take care, and we will see you then. Goodbye.